Well, hello. I'm standing at the United States-Canadian border and I'm about to start my next adventure. I'm about to begin the mighty Cohos Trail, 170 miles through Cohos County in New Hampshire, and I'm so excited to take you along with me. This has been a long time coming. I've been working on hiking through the entire state of New Hampshire from south to north, and this is the last big chunk that I have to complete, and so it's been on the bucket list for a while. I'm so excited to check another one off on such a beautiful day too. Let's go. I'm in the US. I'm in Canada. From the border, there's a little junction, and the official trail actually takes you on this little side path up to 4th Connecticut Lake. So there's actually 4 Connecticut lakes, and I guess they're called that because they all kind of feed into the Connecticut River. Fourth Connecticut Lake, 300 yards. Ooh, tree cover. Love it. So a little loop trail goes around the 4th lake. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's much left of the lake. So, while this is nice, it's pretty much all just like this all the way around. And honestly, if this doesn't count, like if this isn't required for a through hike of the Cohos Trail, then I think I would probably skip it, because I'm not sure it adds anything. And like you do have to go kind of out of the way down this spur trail, and it's longer than it looks on the map. But you know what? It's a nice day and it's not a big deal. Especially if you drop your backpack off, then it's alright. Well, I'm back here again. So now we want to go this way up toward Sophie's Lane. Well, I think this is our first yellow blaze. So the Cohos Trail is blazed in yellow, which I think is kind of unique. So we'll be seeing those along the way. There's also the brown and yellow CT signs we'll see. So I want to give a shout out to my shuttle driver, who is really cool. His name is Dan, and the business is Trail Angels Shuttle Services. And it was really easy to book on his website. I'll put the link in my description if you're interested in using his services. He doesn't just do Cohos Trail, actually. He says he does a lot of section hikers. So people section hiking the AT, section hiking the Cohos Trail, so like all different kinds of hikes all around New Hampshire. He said he even will take people to Katahdin. Check him out if you're in the area and you need a shuttle. Of course, I left my car at the southern terminus of the Cohos Trail, which is the Davis Path Trailhead in Crawford Notch. And that's going to be my finish line for the journey, since I am what is called a SOBO, or southbounder, of the Cohos Trail. Decided to go south because I always like to hike in the direction of home. For some reason, it's just comforting knowing that I'm just going closer and closer to home. I'd planned for today to be about an 8-mile day to get to the Deer Mountain Campground. I made it a shorter day because it's basically going to be a half a day of hiking. Since by the time I got up here, it was like 1 o'clock. So I knew I wouldn't be working with that many more hours of daylight. I think it gets dark here around 8 or maybe even a little earlier now. Just a good way to kind of ease back into hiking because I haven't done as much as I hoped to since I got back from the UK because it's just been so hot. It's also been extremely dry lately. In fact, on the Facebook page for the Cohos Trail, people have been saying that a lot of the water sources are dry too. So I'm preparing to have longer water carries on this trip, especially since we are so far up in the middle of nowhere. There's not going to be much in terms of like town stops. Although I was actually really surprised when I was planning this trip how many accommodations I found that were not that far off the trail. And it seems like this area is popular for recreation, and that's pretty much it. Like, there's not a whole lot of stuff up here. There's a lot of ATVs, snowmobiling in the winter time. Then you get hikers, bikers, things like that. But that's, you know, even on the drive up here, it's like we maybe saw like one car going the other way, and it's just, it's pretty remote. Not a lot of people come up here, which I think adds to the beauty of it, actually. Want to also give a shout out to the Cohos trail maintainers. It is all volunteer run. I believe they operate by donation and membership dues and everything. So I'd encourage anyone, you know, if you're ever thinking about hiking this trail, become a member. It's like $20 a year or something like that. It's totally worth it to support them. And so I've been supporting them for the last few years, even though I'm just now finally getting around to doing the trail, because I just wanted to pay it forward. And I knew, like, I would much rather have a nicely maintained trail when I do hike the trail than not. So really, it's worth it for me. According to my map, this is the Connecticut River. It's kind of hard to believe that. The Connecticut River that I know is kind of raging. So, I don't know, I'm a little skeptical. You can see through the trees here, this is the third Connecticut lake, and it is much larger than the fourth one. So maybe that's where the Connecticut River gets all its water from. I think so the Connecticut River, like, all connects to all the lakes. And so I think the lakes kind of provide it with water, and then it goes from there. I think this is how that works. It's been basically a road walk for the last few miles, but there's this fire tower. It's a 2-mile hike up, and it's still early enough. I think I'm gonna do it. It's on the fire towers list, the 100 fire towers in New Hampshire, and it's one of the ones I need. I've heard there are a lot of blowdowns on this trail, and there's not really a view to speak of, but just to check it off, I think I might drop my pack and head on up. I just stumbled upon some ruins This looks like it might have been like a stove and other pieces of the fire warden's cabin, possibly. We're getting close to the summit at this point, so that would make sense. So someone who hiked this not too long ago told me that there was a lot of blowdowns on this trail, but I actually haven't come across any. I saw a couple places that look like trees had been freshly cut where they previously had fallen into the trail. So someone must have gotten up here sort of recently and took care of the blowdowns. So that was nice because it's made this trail pretty smooth sailing, actually. There hasn't been any major obstacles. Well, it looks like there's something remaining of a tower up here, which I was not expecting. I thought that I would just see ruins, but there is a standing structure. It looks like you can't go up it because the stairs are gone, but still pretty cool, more than I expected. It looks like if you could get up there, you'd get a view, but as it is, you kind of have a obstructed view up here. Still pretty nice though. Not a bad hike. I have emerged. Whew, that was a long hike. But I don't think there's too much farther to get to the campground from here. So I'm gonna grab my pack and head over there. Because I am feeling pretty tired. Alright, this is it. It's got a fire pit and a picnic table and some trees. Okay, we can work with this. So the water source here is actually a spring, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to filter it, so I am anyway. And I've got my water boiling right now. I'm gonna have this because it's one of the ones I have that's expiring soonest. I got to the point where I have so many leftover backpacking meals from the AT that they're getting close to expiring, so I'm trying to use them up, and I'm gonna put some tuna in it. And while that's cooking up, I'm going to set up my hammock. So yeah, I'm doing this trail with a hammock this time, so looking forward to getting some good hammock time in for a change, so that'll be really nice. Other than the road noise here, it is very quiet. I don't hear the other campers at all. Like I heard a little bit when I walked in, but everyone seems to be really quiet and respectful here, so it's been nice. It's a shame that it's so close to the road, but it's not a busy road, so there's not like a ton of cars or anything. Perfect. Oh, it's so good. So I wanted to stake out my bug net so it's not in my face. And I couldn't get the stakes in the ground because the ground's too hard. So this is the contraption I rigged up. There was probably a much simpler way to do this, but I made this work. I just like wedged my trekking pole in the picnic table, and then I used a stake to I don't even know. It made sense at the time. But this should work. I've got my fairy lights up. Oh, let me turn this off so you can see it. Ooh, cool. Just adding a little bit of flair. It's like 9:30, I think, and it's been dark for like an hour and a half already, so I'm gonna crawl in there. Finally got all my camp chores done. Had dinner, made some hot chocolate, hung my food. So today ended up being a 12.5 mile day. I'm really proud of myself, actually, for doing that many miles right off the bat. I didn't intend to, but I really wanted to do that Deer Mountain because I don't know when I'm going to be back up here. It's the most northern one on that list, and I just really wanted to check that one off. And then especially when I saw that the trail was actually in good shape, I was like, there's no reason not to do this now. It just felt really good to finally get started on this trail, and tomorrow should be even better. Start of the trip is going well, feeling good. I'll feel even better tomorrow after my pack has lightened up. I ate probably close to a pound worth of food today, so I'm looking forward to having a lighter pack tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and happy trails.